Boston Antunez.
And I'm Boston's assistant, Moana Poyer.
Overly paid assistant.
Well, welcome to this week's episode of The Theater Project.
Moana, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. How about you?
Doing good. You know, we're trying to get through my end stretch of my first semester of college, so we're getting there. We got 2 weeks left. So thank you everyone who watched the Theater Friends series that was put up in the month of January. It was so much fun to make. We were stoked to chat with some of our good friends from the City of Temecula Union School Theater program, and we have another alumni joining us today, and we'll get into that in just a minute.
Yes, and speaking of good friends, we are so delighted to have our next guests. They are truly some of the funniest people that we know, and as soon as Boston and I knew that we wanted to do a comedy episode, these were the first people that we thought of. So everyone, please give a warm welcome to Grace Guy, Scotty Herrera, and Maddies White.
How are you guys doing today? How are we doing? Let us know.
Personally, I'm doing super well. I'm having a good hair day. So yeah.
I'm doing good too. Woke up late, showered, and now I'm here. So
I woke up me again, so I'm saying I'm doing pretty well.
That's good. So before we get started, what is everyone up to? Where are we at? What are we doing? What are we studying? Where are we at with school? How's all that going?
I currently live in Boston, Massachusetts. I attend Emerson College, and I am a visual media arts major with a concentration in screenwriting and a minor in political communication. I know it's a mouthful, it's a whole thing. I am part of a comedy troupe called Jimmy's Traveling All-Stars. I'm the vice president, and I head write the late night show on campus called Closing Time, and I'm just having a good old swell time.
Awesome. We love to see it.
I'm currently living in Boston, Massachusetts, as far as humanly possible from Grace as I can. I go to Emerson College. I am a comedic arts major. Grace Guy is my boss. I work under her as a writer on Closing Time. And I just started auditioning for comedy troupes, so we'll see where that gets me within the next week. And that is where I am at.
I am currently at the University of Memphis. I am a musical theater major. I'm in rehearsal for a show that will be streaming for free in March. It's called Women of Lockerbie, so look out for that bad boy.
We got you.
Yeah. Hold up. I was lucky enough to be able to do a musical last semester. We did Rent. I played Mimi. That was very fun. And yeah, I have a nice cat. She's pretty cute. Her name is Niall. She's black.
So I'm a musical theater major. Scotty and Grace are comedic writers, and then Moana's an anthropology major.
What is anthropology?
I always forget.
It's a store, mostly, but it has like wedding dresses too.
Wait, what is the thing where you stuff the animals?
That's taxidermy.
Taxidermy?
Not
Got it.
Not what Moana's doing.
Okay, I'm kind of, okay.
Well, it sounds like you guys are all thriving and having fun at your respective schools, which is awesome. And thank you again for joining us. But we're going to go ahead and get started with our first question for you all. What was your first comedic role, and what about comedy and comedic roles have continued to appeal to you?
Yeah, my first comedic role was the Cowardly Lion and Wizard of Oz, and I was 9 years old, and I just kind of went in and gave it my all, and Jen Stewart and Brooke both saw something in me, I guess. And I really didn't know that I could do anything like that. I didn't know I could be a lead. I'd only played ensemble. And that was kind of the first time that I was like, oh my God, like I love making people laugh. So that was like the first like aha moment I had with comedy. And since then, I really was like, oh, I love musical theater. Like that was what I thought I loved. And I did that up until my senior year in high school, until I kind of came to the realization that it's not so much musical theater as it is so much I love making people laugh, and like I love doing that, and that is what brings me so much joy. So I think that is it. But yeah.
And I saw Grace in that her first go around at the Cowardly Lion. You're only like what, a couple of months older than me? A month older than me, because she likes to go when I was your age, and she's a month older than me. I like saw that, and I remember thinking, because I had been doing a little bit of theater by then, I remember being like, oh my god, that girl was so funny, like I want to be her friend. And I was like 9, and I was like, she was so funny. And I saw that production. It was one of the funniest things ever. Like, it's so
It was Grace's best role. She peaked.
I peaked.
Since
So
then, it's just been
Yeah.
it's just been a
Yeah.
really hard decline. Really
Yeah.
hard.
But it's hard to call it a peak. It was like a.
Oh, mhm.
Okay.
You know, it was there, and then I did Fiddler on the Roof, and that was my
Mm.
first serious role. Ooh, I butchered it. Literally, it was so bad. I remember Jen pulling me aside and being like, "You can't smile. Like, your father is like
Sad.
giving you up. Like, you can't smile." And I was like,
You're like, what? I don't know.
yeah, she was like, "You did all like the sad dance numbers like with your mouth open." Like, I was literally like
You're like whatever.
so,
it is.
you know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Like, there are just some
Mhm.
areas that I just
Right.
If we're sharing Grace Guy highlights, my favorite Grace Guy highlight was from Seussical, when she was the Cat in the Hat, and there were like, you were sitting on the stage, it was just you, like crisscross applesauce, and I don't even remember what point this happened, but you had 2 Barbie dolls,
oh,
and
God.
they were like talking. No, I thought that was so funny. It was beautiful. It was art.
The first thing I think about when people say improv is like some of my downfalls, man. Like at Peter Pan, I got Jen Stewart in trouble with the city manager of Temecula because of something I said, which in hindsight was not that bad.
No, it wasn't.
There was I was doing like a Twitter bit because, you know, I was funny. I was playing Smee.
You're young and you're
fat
hip,
suit.
and you know.
And I was doing a Twitter bit where I was like, like tweeting what was happening. And I said at like 11, I said, hashtag talk dirty to Smee. and
That's genius.
it was genius. I won't like, it was genius.
You don't regret it.
No regret.
And like, we laugh about it today, but like Jen heard words about it.
She's on headset, and they're like, "Who's that little girl? What did she just say? Get her off the stage. Get her off. Someone pull her."
So, you know,
Those
you
are the
just,
best moments.
yeah, not one of my highlights, I would say. Not my brightest moment.
I've never been in a comedy. So
I hate you.
Yeah, Scotty.
Gelato. Maddie's comedy, I'm gonna speak for Maddie, I'm gonna answer for Maddie, was Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. She played, was it Honey? Was that the character's name? Is it Honey? Yeah, fantastic, so funny. It's such a serious show, and Maddy brought such a light to it. Very good.
Madie White makes me laugh the absolute hardest right before she goes on stage. She has a tendency to like look at you and be like,
Just book it.
She'll just be like, Mama, I'm not gonna make it. And then she'll go on stage. That's my Maddy impression. Literally, like, or she'll be like, ooh, well, that was, ooh. And then it'll be, you know what I mean? And like, Maddy had a way of making anything funny. Like, she played like the really like sassy, like Mama Kangaroo, whatever, in Seussical.
Yes.
She was hilarious. She had that audience in the palm because she literally just knows how to work a room. Mama. So that's my Maddy highlight.
As for me, as for Scotty, most famous person from Temecula, Herrera's first comedic instance, I'd have to say was Augustus Gloop. I think I was like 9, 10 years old. I wore a fat suit. They made me eat chocolate marshmallows on stage. And I had to like, and one scene I had to like snort like a pig. And so I'm like eating these marshmallows and I like snorted and I started choking on stage. And I was like, it was just scary. Yeah, back to the question. That was my first instance with like comedy and like a lead role, and just realizing how much fun it is to make people laugh, even when your life is in danger. They ate it up.
It's worth the laugh. It's worth
Exactly.
the laugh.
Exactly.
My Scotty highlight comes from his seminal production in Holy Musical Batman.
Oh,
And Scotty. What's his name? I forget his name. Arthur?
Alfred.
Alfred. And Scotty played Alfred, and Scotty had absolutely no idea the tempo of the song. None. No idea. None.
You don't need one. You don't need
Did
one.
not care to listen to it. And so he spoke the song over the music, and he was just like, so you never see another.
It was a spoken dialogue with some background music.
It was a spoken word piece. And Scotty just like, Scotty was just bodying it so hard that people were like, yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. He just shuffled around that little stage. Just, yeah.
Scotty and I did Urinetown together. And one day, it wasn't on stage. It was when we were walking off stage. There was this really big, rickety, unsafe set. And we were walking down the stairs and we both just ate shit.
Yeah.
Oh, can I say shit? I said
What is your experience with improv, whether you've done it organized or not? How has it translated to like your performances on stage, and how has it maybe helped you in an instance where you needed improv to save you, or what have you? How has that kind of work and experience like helped your work on stage?
So I've been doing improv since I was 12 with and so I did that for a few years, and I competed like nationally at this competition. And then from there, I went to Temecula Valley High School and I auditioned for the improv team there. And so then I was on that for all 4 years of high school. And then at the end of my freshman year, I became captain of that team, or co-captains, with Allison Park. And then, yeah, so I don't know, improv has played a huge factor of my life when I really think about it. Like that's where I get to shine. Like there's not really any, there's boundaries, but there's not boundaries. Like there's boundaries because it was a school affiliated team, but there's not really boundaries. Like anything can happen in improv. I think that's why it's so exciting and it's so free. And that's why those shows are so much fun to do. And how that's affected my theater and other performing is that it's just reminded me to have fun with it. Like don't take everything so seriously. Like even if you're playing a serious role, like it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to keep that all internalized. Like you can still have fun being the villain, or like have fun, like, I don't know, being sad in the show. But yeah.
Like I said, I didn't do improv, but I was the momager. So I watched that go down. Yeah, I did something. I guess it's just made me less nervous on stage. Like if something goes wrong, I know I'll be able to handle it. Just like
you have that in your back pocket. Sure.
That's all I really have to say about it. I don't do much improv like that.
And the wisest people say the least amount of words. So
I have like a love-hate relationship with improv. I love it in the sense that I like love doing it and like it's great. But I think there are times where maybe I shouldn't be improving as much as I am. There's a script for a reason, but I don't really be looking at the script. I just kind of be riding my own wave, apparently. But yeah, I did improv. I started like technically doing improv in high school, same team as Scotty, freshman through senior year, and was captain with Scotty my senior year. But improv is just one of those things where it's like, it's so much more fun when you can see that the actors are having fun. And I have the most fun when I'm doing improv. Like I think about Little Mermaid, like the last show I was in with City of Temecula, and I was just having a ball. And like I was lucky enough that like I was a part of a theater community that was like encouraged that and like knew that was like my strength and like wanted to portray me in like a good light, that like used that. So yeah.
So lastly, we wanted to know what your guys' goals with comedy are, or at least if you intend on pursuing performing arts or anything in the realm of comedy.
I would really like to move into film, whether it be comedy or dramatic. I just feel like that would be a really good place for me. Oh, my absolute dream is to be on Sesame Street. I want to do that so badly, but they're not looking to cast right now because of COVID and everything. But as soon as Sesame Street is like, hey, we need more people, I'm gonna jump on that train.
Okay, so what I would like to do with performing arts, but primarily comedy, is more so in the realm of entrepreneurship. That's why I chose to pursue comedic arts, because it's writing and performing. And I think that you have a lot more power in yourself and like how you produce and present yourself over than like musical theater or like just any other auditioning gig, because you're auditioning into someone else's plan. And with comedy, I can have my own plan. And my professor was talking to me and he's like, you are the product, like you need to package yourself and like sell yourself, which I think I can do a really good job at. So with that, I want to like have my own TV show, maybe make a little pit stop over at SNL, and yeah, movies, the whole shebang. I'm gonna accomplish it all. I don't know if that's just my.
But first, Sesame Street.
Oh yes. I think Sesame Street is like the top tier right now. I think it's like SNL,
like SNL's
like
on the bottom.
TV show,
Sesame
movie, Sesame Street. Yeah,
and then
but
you really made it when you get your own puppet, and then it's like, don't you know?
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Muppets are fun.
Don't start. I love the Muppets. Don't.
I love the Muppets too.
Muppets. My floor is Muppet themed.
Right now.
That's good.
Instead of playing, we just have Grace Guy singing "Am I a Muppet or a Man?"
Scotty and I did that as a duet.
Grace, that's who I have on my door. Is the main guy, the not
Segel or
Jason
Walter?
Segel?
No, the puppet guy, not Jason Segel, the puppet
Walter?
guy. Yes, Walter.
Yeah.
Main character.
Me Party is in my book.
You're like, hi, I'm Grace Scott, and I'll be auditioning for the role of Millie, and this is my song.
Oh, my man ain't here. He's gone and done me wrong. Oh, yeah.
The accompanist is like,
this girl from having fun. I throw my hands up high and have a party for one. I'm not going to do the
Is
whole
that
thing.
from Muppets?
Yes.
yes.
It's Miss Piggy and Amy Adams. They do a duet.
Big fan.
And it's phenomenal.
It's so good.
God. Oh my god,
Oh.
I'm gonna watch that after this.
I know all the songs. Ugh.
Okay, Grace, and what about you? What are your goals and aspirations?
I mean, I definitely am still experimenting in what I want to do. I don't just see myself doing one thing. My major is in screenwriting and I work a lot in sketch, and sketch is going really well for me. I won an award for it last year through my college, and was recognized for that, and I love sketch, and obviously when you think sketch, you think SNL and stuff like that. And so I'd love to keep doing sketch, but I also see myself writing for TV shows or movies or late night or something in that realm, but also would love to do stand-up after coronavirus. So I'd love to, I'm still
I'll be front row.
I would just like to figure out what path I'm going, but I don't feel like I can fully do that with COVID, and I'm still learning.
Great.
So yeah.
Awesome. Love to hear it. All right. So since we have you all here, we thought we'd put your comedy improv skills to the test. So we're gonna play a game of alphabet. These are the games that are the easiest to do over.
Is that the one they played on Victorious?
Yeah.
Yes.
We will choose a letter of the alphabet to start off on, and two players will have to go back and forth through the alphabet with a scenario of our choosing until they get back to the letter they started on. The first person to mess up a letter loses, and only one person will win.
I haven't done this in so long. Okay. Since you hate your face, what do you want to get done?
Today, I'm thinking all of it.
Useless. That was a useless choice of words.
Very well. Then I think I will get my eyes, my nose, and my mouth done like Shakira, and my cheekbones, my forehead, and my chin done like Angelina Jolie.
Where is the payment for this? Is it going to be cash or card?
Xavier, bring my card. I'll be paying with card.
You are one wealthy woman.
Zing.
Anyways, okay, so now I'm going to start the procedure. I'm just going to inject your face with this numbing injection.
Be a little more gentle, will you? Or you're going to get a 1-star rating on Yelp, sir.
Could you shut your pie hole? I have the power to mess up your whole face.
Do you know who you are speaking to? Don't even try to pull that with me.
Ever heard of President Barack Obama? Yeah, I'm his twin.
Babe?
Okay.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Just you wait a dang minute. You are one foxy lady.
Can we start over? I got nervous.
What?
You
I
were,
I
forgot
got
going,
nervous.
you were going really strong with the dancing too. I was
Yeah, you had the dancing
in
down.
the club.
I felt like I was in the club with you. That was great.
I was like, what words start with K?
Yeah.
No. You can't come in here. You're ugly.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Put your money where your mouth is, okay? If
Alrighty, well that one was fun. But our next improv game is going to be an improvised TED Talk. The players will lead a meeting. However, the slides will be provided via a random presentation generator. So your goal is to create a business meeting as if you had created and seen the presentation beforehand. And we are going to be starting off with Madie and Boston.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to this meeting. It means a lot to Madie and I as the executive leaders of this organization. And so we want to get started on our main target audience. I think our target audience is really important to the company. And I think looking at, our cat and the dolls is just so important to our company. And I think moving forward, we need to take that into consideration.
Yes. So here's the thing about this. Cats, they get very lonely throughout the day. As you can tell, you go to work, your cat stays at home. Who's your cat with? No one. So we took a poll to see how cats do while you're not at home. This is what we've got.
Right. Absolutely, Madie. And the kids, you've got to think of the kids. It's just so quintessential to this company. Our kids are so important to us, and you can't, the cats are getting to our kids. The cats are left at home and they're getting to our kids, whether we see it or not. And I think it's important to remember, we got to remember these little kids like this, and we can't let the cats affect that.
No, I completely agree. Yes. So we have decided that cats do need cell phones to call you when they are in distress.
Absolutely, yes. And I think it's really important as well with those cell phones, we give them a pair of shoes, because if they call you, let's say it's an emergency, they need to hit the ground running. They need to get out of the house. And these superhero shoes are going to get them to where they need to be the fastest.
No, yes. We put them in for a very cheap price. They wouldn't be expensive. We do understand that you would have to buy 4 different, pairs of shoes. So, we do keep the price under for our families who, can't afford those types of things.
Absolutely. And I can't believe we forgot that, Madie. The porcupines.
God,
the porcupines
are
just such an important asset to this company. And I think we need to take them into consideration as well when we are producing shoes or superhero shoes. And I think we need to remember that the porcupines are just as important as the cats.
They are even more important, really, truly. Now cats need to go to the eye doctor, because sometimes cats come up blind, and we would like cats to have.
I can't see where they're going.
Because if they do need to take off running with your children and their cell phones and the porcupines, they can.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and I think in conclusion, you know, we are looking at a new pair of shoes for the cats. These Timberlands. We're working with the Timberland company, and you know, as well as our superhero Converse, we're working towards getting Timberlands for the cats. And I think overall as a company, we need to move forward remembering that all shoes are important to cats. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm gonna kick it off. Hi everyone, how's it going? It's a real pleasure to be here. We came all the way from Minnesota to be here today to tell you about what we're here to talk about, and what that is men.
Men, particularly men who do not know how to eat, and they have sugar cookies all over their face. Now, you see this diagram. It's going on an up arrow, and the arrow is kind of in a wavy. Yes, I'm from Minnesota. Our slides are moving very fast. I'd like to go back to the previous slide, please. So it's moving in an upward arrow, and the dips are when men do things, and then the upward arrows are when they stop doing those things. So as you can see, the arrow's going up now. My associate can continue.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is actually an anatomically correct picture of Minnesota. This is what it looks like outside me window. I think it's gorge. I mean, I wake up, I turn to Blinda, I say, Blinda, what do you think about it? And Blinda down here, she loves it. She just loves it in Minnesota. And you know, there is one thing that is missing from this photo, and that is men. See, we are two lesbian women. We love each other.
Very much so.
And we
in a very, very sexual, passionate love.
It's a deep love. It really is primal.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let my lover over here take this next one. You take it, baby.
Yeah, so when we're in our little cottage court house, we have a little pet doggy, and that is our stand-in for men. See, we don't need men, we just need a little doggy. And if you look at the, I don't know if I can get a zoom in on this slide, but if you look at the dog tag's name, it says lesbian dog. And so that's the name of our dog because, get it, we're lesbians. And so I just wanted to include this nice picture of my doggy. Next slide.
We love to talk about it, don't we, sweetie? See, here's a great example of what men do. And that's put women and other gay men in the background.
Yeah.
And that is something that they like to do. And that is something that they like to portray as business. Oh, we're networking. Oh, I went to business school. And I say, I don't give a rat's, okay?
No, she don't even give a human.
None.
Mm-hmm.
So we can hit the next. I'm sorry, I get very upset.
I'd like to add one last point to that slide. You don't need to go back, but okay. Men disguise oppression with the word networking. Anyways, these are two cats. This is a painting that I drew for me and Jermina. Jermina's the one with the flowers, or the knitting supplies.
You know, I loved it when she brought this home. She came home from the studio and she brought this up to me and she said, look, Jermina, look, Jermina. And I said, baby, I love you. And then we had love making.
We did. Next slide.
Okay, so this is actually our final point. I'll get to it. And it is this.
Our ball point. Get it? Because there's pens. Jermina, them pens.
Linda, you're bad. You're bad.
Oh, yeah. No, you're bad.
We need to get down to brass tacks because our money is at stake, people. The more men that are in this country, the less money we have, and the more what? War. And I hate to be the one to say this, and they're gonna say, Jermina, you're a felony. You can't speak about it. And I'm gonna say you're wrong. I'm a lesbian.
We've been in public before, and someone has says that it is a crime to be a lesbian. So it's kind of the same thing if you think about it.
That's what I love about you. Your mind.
Your mind.
Let's go kiss.
Okay.
Okay.
In conclusion, men.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brittany, and this is my BFF, Tiffany, and we are going to be talking to you guys today about the importance of clean water. You see, when all of us today are on social media, we see all of these people posting pictures by the ocean and at the beaches, and to be honest, like those animals need clean water too.
Yeah, that was a great point. Can I get the next one?
Hit the next. There we go.
Okay, so this kind of correlates to that last point. So when I first heard about the water, I was like, what the F? And then I went to social media and I was like, wait, I'm not supposed to do that either. So I went to like an old person house and I found a rotary phone, and I've been like just punching in numbers and calling people and explaining to them that water's like important, and that like 70% of this body is water. So
good point, Tiffany. Okay, so as you can see, this is a picture of myself, Brittany, and I had this photo shoot to show everyone the importance of water. I may be holding a glass of wine in my hand, but you see how the grass around me is green? Not everybody has that. Not everyone's as privileged as me because they don't have good water going onto their golf fields, you know? And so that was what this picture was really a statement to all of my followers to just have clean water, like just do it.
Yeah, that was a really powerful one, Brett.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is actually a picture of me. I chose to wear a suit this day. So you can't really like, I did like a wig thing and I kind of wore a tie and, so I'm talking to this girl who like didn't even know that like water was like what the earth needs. So this is her actually signing a petition. And I just kind of like to stand on important streets in New York, and I really hope that I meet my husband there. So
I believe you will, babe. I believe you will. Like you are changing the world.
For that. You're a sister for that.
Stop. And you look really hot in that tie, by the way. I know none of these people will say it, but I'll just go ahead and do it.
Oh my God.
All righty. Well, this is my sister, Bertha. She grew up on a farm. Well, you see, we were raised in separate households. I was raised in Manhattan and she was raised in Iowa. But I went over to visit her when she turned 19, and I walked up and I was holding my vase and Perrier, and she was drinking straight out of a hose. And I was like, Berta, you can't do that. That water isn't clean. It's not safe for you. And she said, well, this is all I have. And I said, well, then don't drink water because it's not good for you. And yeah, so I kind of had to sit her down and have that conversation with her. And then I left and I started my own water company.
And that is such a powerful story to get to our final slide, which is for 4 payments of $499. Clean water can go to someone or something that doesn't have it. So take yourself beyond yourself and invest in something that's not you. And that is H2O.
H2O.
Thank you.
Thank you. Drink water.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to have you 3 on the show and share some laughs. And we look forward to seeing the work you go on to do.
Yes. And before we go, make sure you're following Bohemian Arts on all social media platforms. It's a great way to stay up to date with all future projects, as well as any TTP announcements. And you can also go to the Bohemian Arts website to find out everything BA related and about how you can become a Bohemian, including but not limited to Boston's monthly MT dance class, in which 100% of the proceeds go to furthering our work here at the Theater Project. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time. And thank you to Grace Guy, Scotty Herrera, and Maddies White for joining us today.